we are doing the Ghost and Gravestones Savannah tour. Me and the Rachel. We have our ticket, or sticker, or whatever you want to call it. Did the St. Augustine one last week. It was pretty fun. We'll see if this one can compete.
To lose somebody? Oh, okay, well, you'll recognize her when she gets back, right?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
You're gonna go to the restroom. They got the sticker on somebody, right?
Right, and you vouch for him, right? Maybe for it,
Yeah, go to the back. Oh, we got beat. Oh well. This side here is good. The window seat's fine. Cool off. It is a little hot here. You ready for your ghost tour? Yeah.
Technology. One of these days, I'm going to strangle myself on that wire. Be my own ghost story. Yeah. Welcome aboard the Trolley of the Doomed, although I hope that actually doesn't apply to anyone this evening. Once again, I am Katie O'Connor, and I'm so happy that you are on my trolley tonight. Now, I will let you know that our first stop of the night is the Andrew Lowe house. All summer, I don't know if it's the heat that makes them more active. Orbs all throughout the Andrew Lowe house, particularly in the library and the beautiful formal dining room. So we encourage folks to take pictures when we're inside this documented historic haunted house, because those orbs, they move very quickly. They're 2 to 4 inches, light blue usually. They move very fast, so just take your high-tech doohickeys, take a series of pictures, and keep checking and make sure you get an orb. My husband took the tour around Easter. He still pesters me. He was so excited. He got an orb in the library. He's funny. I love him. Well, anyway, the fact of the matter is, the second of our stops is the Perkins & Sons ship Chandlery. It's a turn of the last century warehouse from the 1890s. It's our museum, and it is filled with nautical items that scuba divers brought up from shipwrecks off the coast of Key West, Florida. While we're in the Chandlery, the darker stories of colonial River Street will be brought to life. Between our 2 stops, I won't be talking about architecture or gardens, my friend. I'll be talking about dead people here in this city. And every story we tell you is true. These are stories that have been found in long-lost letters, journals, even taken from the headlines of now yellowed and brittled newspaper. What my hope is that you'll have your own encounter this evening. Go home, post it on Facebook, one of my favorite places, right? And you'll become an international social media star. Now, I do have a couple of safety rules for you. His or her life. It is very fast-moving current, but Savannah has brought this tragedy upon itself. This river used to be a calm, shallow, 12-foot draft. That's all the wooden sailing ships needed. Have you seen those massive container ships coming into port here, the tankers? Because of those massive ships, the Savannah River has been dredged year after year, deeper and deeper. It's nearly 40 foot deep now. That's what's made the Savannah River a treacherous waterway. Well, today we walked safely up and down River Street, admiring the shops and the restaurants. Not long ago, River Street was the treacherous way, as it will go right along with it. The least argument with his boss is he'd come back to the office, squirming down to the river, declaring to his co-workers that one day he was going to rid himself of their commands. And on a dark night in 1892, Kate tried to make good on down to tunnels off of their ships that were often short-handed. Good old-fashioned food prospered. In fact, Savannah legend has it that a young police officer heard about all the disappearances. He showed up, didn't see anything, he made an escape. He had a drink at the bar. Oh yeah. The next morning he woke up on a ship bound for China in a new career. So out here on our left is the third-story window. So we would know where whose room is. Room 204. That's where Ann O'Pal was staying when she discovered her husband was having an affair. Heartbroken, the young woman runs out of the river across the hall and leaps screaming headfirst out that window. There was no awning to protect her fall. First done in Venice in a doge or castle there. If you wave at yourself, you see yourself waving right there. It's cool beans. Come on over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was the first one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
and Miss Hannah will be closing the door. I actually did lose somebody a year ago Christmas, but it wasn't my fault. A young man discovered that there was a pub right around the corner. Didn't tell anybody, just left the tour. We tracked him down. It's the modern miracle of cell phones, right? Well, this is the library or the study of the house. And it was this room that functioned as his office when Andrew was in Savannah working on his cotton business. Now, he would have been in a secretary much like this one. And right in front of him, he kept a portrait of his wife, Sarah, and the photograph of his 4-year-old son, Andrew. Because of these two deaths, Andrew Lowe remained sequestered in his office the better part of 5 years. Folks, he didn't use the grand hallway, the staircase, the beautiful door. So this is the formal dining room. It is one of the more lavishly decorated rooms in the house, and it's also the quadrant of the house that has more than its fair share of paranormal activity. This is where Mary and Andrew would host dinner parties for the wealthy here in Savannah. After dinner, the women would go through to the parlors, perhaps play that pianoforte for a little while, but the men sat back here talking business, politics, the coming Civil War, and smoking cigars. Now there's this thing called a residual haunting. Here in the dining room, it's a sweet earthy aroma of old-fashioned hand-rolled cigars. So this is the bedroom level. As you can see, there are 5 bedrooms up here. And at the end of the hall is that amazing bathing room. That was an original functioning feature of the house in 1849. Now each of the rooms up here is named for a person or persons who spent the most time or most memorable time in each room. This front bedroom near the bathing room is the room I mentioned in the office, the Lowe bedroom. Now it's named for 2 women of the family. Mary Cooper Stiles Lowe, Andrew's second wife, and his daughter-in-law, Julia Gordon Lowe, founder of the Girl Scouts of America. Both women loved this room overlooking the park. Both women died in that room. Mary died in that room in 1863 after an unexpected illness. Julia Gordon Lowe took her last breath in her favorite chair overlooking the park in 1927. Now, we do believe it's these 2 deaths which give this room a
They
special...
have these, I mean, it looks like it's for a child, but it's not for a child. This is a one-size-fits-all with the help of a saw. Yes, see, they'd have to have a bunch of them on a ship, so they had to make them as small as possible in case there was an outbreak, an epidemic or something. So, they would start at the ankles, go ahead and take off your feet, keep sawing until you fit that way. And then they start to look this way, take off the shoulders. You'd still have your body parts, but they'd be smaller and smaller in order to fit inside there. Not only was life rough in the 1800s, so was death. Very famous for ship's chandleries. They actually lined River Street here, but they also were famous for shipbuilders as well as shipbuilders.
We have something else going for us. The Curse of Savannah. Oh yeah, since its founding in 1733, this city has struggled. That river over there, it's been known to flood right up to the Yamacraft Bluffs. There's been hurricanes that just